Hi everyone, I'm Debbie Roberts, owner and financial advisor at Property Apprentice. Join us today for the Week in Review, where I talk about current events for the everyday investor and home buyer. Our topics for this week: topic number one from RNZ on the 25th of June. Thousands of over 65s earn more than $200,000 a year. Should they get New Zealand super? Topic number two from Good Returns on the 25th of June. Never a better time in 4 years for first home buyers. Topic number three from RNZ on the 25th of June, removing red tape, key priority for FMA report. Topic number four from Corelogic on the 26th of June, a good time to get that extra bedroom. And topic number five for this week in review from One News on the 26th of June, how bad can your credit score get before it's a problem? So first up for this week in review from RNZ on the 25th of June, thousands of over 65s earn more than $200,000. Should they get New Zealand super? According to 2023 census data, over 9,000 New Zealanders aged 65 and older earn more than $200,000 annually, while another 33,000 earn between $100,000 and $200,000. These figures have sparked renewed debate over the fairness and sustainability of providing New Zealand superannuation to high-income retirees. Despite some shifts in income brackets, fewer people now earn 150 to 200,000 than in 2018, but more are earning 100 to 150,000. The number of over 65 still working has also risen. About 24% of this age group remains in the workforce, up from 22.1% in 2013, with the sharpest increase seen in those aged 70 to 74. Retirement Commissioner Jane Wrightson acknowledged the sensitivity around means testing, but argued that if reducing the cost of New Zealand super is the goal, all options, including income testing, should be on the table. She noted it may be time to question whether it's appropriate for people earning over 180,000 to also receive New Zealand super, even if such a change would complicate the system and require a broader reform package. Wrightson emphasised the importance of addressing fairness and affordability through a comprehensive cross-party approach, rather than isolated policy shifts like simply raising the age of eligibility. Associate Professor Susan St. John of the University of Auckland has proposed treating New Zealand super as a tax-free basic income grant, offset by placing higher income recipients in a higher tax bracket. Her model aims to create a break-even point where wealthier individuals would voluntarily opt out of super to avoid a tax disadvantage, avoiding the harsh benefit clawbacks seen in other systems. Simplicity economist Shamabeel Yaqub added that adopting means testing similar to Australia's could reduce New Zealand's super eligibility to around 60% of the population and save the government up to $9 billion annually. The current median income for those aged over 65 is $26,600. By contrast, 74,850 working-age New Zealanders, that's aged 30 to 64, now earn more than $200,000 annually. So let us know what your thoughts on this are. Do you think it would be fair to have income testing for qualifying for the New Zealand superannuation? Let us know. Topic number two from Good Returns on the 25th of June. Never a better time in 4 years for first home buyers. Declining house prices and interest rates are improving mortgage affordability, prompting more first-home buyers to enter the property market. According to the latest RINES data, that's Real Estate Institute in New Zealand, the lower quartile house price dropped from $599,000 in April to $580,000 in May. This segment, typically dominated by first-home buyers, has seen a 13.4% decline, or $90,000, since national prices peaked at $670,000 in late 2021. At the same time, mortgage rates have fallen by about 2%, reducing monthly repayment burdens and improving access to financing. Corelogic's chief property economist, Calvin Davidson, noted that first-home buyers accounted for nearly a quarter of all property purchases nationwide between January and April 2025, and that's above the long-term average of 21 to 22%. Reserve Bank data also shows that 44% of first-home buyers had deposits below 20%. Banks are allowed to allocate up to 20% of new lending each month to borrowers with less than 20% deposit. Davidson explained that first-home buyers are making the most of this window of opportunity in a buyer's market. Many are unaware that a 20% deposit isn't mandatory and that banks currently have room to accommodate more low-deposit borrowers. He noted that around 75 to 80% of all low-deposit lending has been directed to first-home buyers. While some lenders apply a low equity margin, one major bank recently removed it, offering the same rates to all borrowers with discounts for those over 20% equity. Davidson acknowledged that buying a first home remains challenging, but said that current environment is more favourable than in previous cycles. Although homes aren't cheap, they're more affordable than they were during the 2021 peak, with prices now down 16.3%. Looking ahead, Corelogic expects the market to remain relatively flat. While falling mortgage rates may support prices, high listing volumes give buyers the leverage. Broader economic uncertainty, a slow labour market recovery, and stricter debt-to-income rules are also likely to keep growth in check. Like I've been saying for ages, I'm starting to sound like a broken record. It's a buyer's market at the moment, and the clue's in the name. Topic number 3 from RNZ on the 25th of June, removing red tape is a key priority for the FMA, according to the latest report. The Financial Markets Authority, the FMA, has released its first ever financial conduct report outlining key priorities aimed at improving outcomes for consumers and easing regulatory pressures for industry participants. The report, which will be published annually, sets a forward-looking agenda for the financial watchdog. Among its top cross-sector priorities are reducing unnecessary regulatory burdens and stepping up efforts to disrupt financial scams. The FMA noted that simplifying licensing processes would help reduce costs for financial service providers, allowing the regulator to focus more on areas that protect consumers. That's a great idea. The report comes at a time of internal restructuring and job cuts within the agency. Despite the changes, FMA Chief Executive Samantha Barris emphasised that enforcement capability would not be compromised. She acknowledged past feedback indicating the need for better industry engagement and said that the FMA has since strengthened its communication efforts. Barris also stated that the regulator aims to strike a balance between education and enforcement, supporting firms that want to comply, but taking strong action against those that don't. Sector-specific plans include reviewing how financial advisors interact with vulnerable clients, conducting proactive reviews of existing insurance products, and cracking down on misleading disclosures by wholesale issuers. In the fund management space, the FMA will focus on ethical investment claims and safeguarding client assets. If you'd like to learn more about investing in property, join me at one of our free events called How to Succeed with Property Investing. I'll discuss strategies for successful investing from my perspective as an experienced investor and a financial advisor, and all of our free events are available live and online. Check out propertyapprentice.co.nz for upcoming dates and register today. We don't sell property, it's all about increasing your knowledge to reduce your risk. If you've already been to one of our free events and would like to find out more about how we can help you to reach your financial goals, you can also book a no-obligation phone call or meeting with my husband, Paul Roberts, via the website. Topic number 4 from Corelogic on the 26th of June, a good time to get that extra bedroom. Upgrading to a larger home remains costly across New Zealand, but recent market conditions may offer a more favourable window for those considering a move. The cost difference or trade-up premium between 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom homes still exceeds $100,000 in many areas. However, with house prices softening and mortgage rates falling, the financial gap has narrowed, making it potentially easier for homeowners to move up the property ladder. Using Cotality's market trends data, recent comparisons between mid-2023 and current figures show a general decline in the trade-up premium across key regions. In Auckland City, the premium's fallen by about $32,000. It's about 5%, but still sits around $601,000 due to the concentration of high-end properties. Manukau, North Shore and Rodney also remain expensive to upgrade in, with premiums exceeding $300,000, although all have dropped year on year. On the other end, Dunedin and Upper Hutt have premiums below $200,000. In Franklin, the trade-up cost has slightly increased, as 4-bedroom prices held steady while 3-bedroom prices declined. Beyond the main centres, areas like Queenstown, Hastings, Mackenzie, Waipa, Whakatane and Western Bay of Plenty all show premiums above $300,000. Meanwhile, Ruapehu has the lowest at just under $100,000, with Clutha and South Waikato only slightly higher. Notable decreases in the trade-up premium of at least 10% were recorded in Central Hawke's Bay, South Waikato, Whanganui and Whangarei. The far north and Hastings saw the biggest declines in dollar terms. However, South Wairarapa saw an increase of around $15,000, driven by falling 3-bedroom values. So what does this mean for potential movers? Although the financial hurdle to upgrade remains high, the decline in trade-up premiums, paired with falling interest rates and lots of listings, could make this a pretty good time to consider moving up. In Wellington, for example, the premium dropped from a peak of $284,000 in 2021 to under $240,000 now. While individual circumstances vary and many upgraders still need to sell before buying, market conditions suggest that this could be a good time for owner-occupiers to re-enter the market. Data shows that movers have been quieter in recent years, despite life events like family changes continuing. This shift in affordability could signal increased activity in the months ahead. Topic number 5 from One News on the 26th of June. How bad can your credit score get before it's a problem? For individuals with a poor credit score, the prospect of securing a home loan can feel quite daunting. A credit score reflects how reliably someone has managed credit in the past and how likely they are to repay future debts. It's based on various factors, including payment history, credit usage, account age, types of credit, recent credit inquiries, and any defaults or insolvencies. In New Zealand, credit scores are tracked by 3 major credit bureaus. Centrix, one of them, scores individuals from 0 to 1,000. A score below 496 is considered poor, with roughly 10% of the population in that category, and that makes it difficult to get a loan. Scores under 299 are deemed low, while those between 300 and 499 are seen as needing improvement. Even those with scores in the mid-range might only qualify for loans with strict conditions. What credit score do banks accept? Squirrel mortgage advisor David Cunningham noted that banks generally start considering home loan applications from borrowers with scores around 420. He pointed out that ongoing missed credit card payments are a common cause of low scores, while one-off lapses tend to have minimal effect. Utility bills, such as electricity and phone charges, can also impact credit if left unpaid, especially if a final bill is missed after moving house. However, he said banks are often open to explanations when borrowers can provide context. Key Mortgages advisor Jeremy Andrews explained that a score between 400 and 500 could be acceptable if recent financial behaviour has improved. In contrast, a higher score paired with recent dishonours or overdraft issues could raise red flags. He added that while past late payments can often be explained, repeated delays on property-related bills, such as council rates, may signal deeper financial trouble. Link Advisory's Glenn McLeod emphasised that banks consider more than just the credit score. They review the full financial picture, including the nature, cause and timing of credit issues. Life events such as illness or separation can temporarily affect a score, and lenders may take those into account. For borrowers who don't meet lending criteria, non-bank lenders could potentially offer an alternative, albeit they are often at higher interest rates, which offset the added risk. If you're thinking of buying your first home, trading up, or just making smarter moves in today's property market, including property investing, With house prices stabilising, mortgage rates falling, and more opportunities opening up, now's the best time to get informed. Join me at one of our free events called How to Succeed with Property Investing. These events are all available online and they're free, so you can gain valuable insights and strategies tailored to today's market conditions, regardless of where you live. Whether you're an experienced investor or just getting started, this free session's designed to help you with the key tools and insights to make confident, informed decisions. Don't miss out. Register today and take the next step towards achieving your financial success. In our free events, I'll also tell you more about how we can help you as a client to achieve your investing goals. So if you're interested in finding out more about what we do and how we could help you, visit propertyapprentice.co.nz today and register for one of our free events. If you've already been to one and you'd like to know more about how we can help you on your journey, book a no-obligation free phone call or meeting with my husband, Paul Roberts, through our website. That's propertyapprentice.co.nz. Thanks for listening. Hey there, want to stay on top of the latest property news and trends? Subscribe to the Property Apprentice podcast for weekly updates that will help you to navigate the market like a pro. We cover everything from insider tips to expert interviews, so you'll always be in the know. And don't forget to ring the bell and hit that subscribe button here on our YouTube channel for even more helpful content to boost your property journey. Check out the link in the description to subscribe to the podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode. Happy investing.